Oh shoot, was I one off? I was exactly one off. I should be able to make one more. Let's do that. This game needs is a flamethrower. Well, I've got a plasma launcher. That should do the trick. We're almost out of metal composite. That's bad. Sonic games went weirdly edgy at some point. Yeah, no, I'd take that. I'd accept that criticism. Okay, do we want to get rid of these? Yeah, might as well. Jack and Dexter did. Yeah, I can see that. I liked what little I played of Jack and Daxter. But it just, I don't know. I don't know if it necessarily didn't age well, or if maybe I just wasn't feeling it when I played it last year. But it was definitely one of those where it's like, oh, this is kind of neat. I'd love to see more games get the Spyro treatment specifically, because I think that would be really cool. You know, hey, we remade this game, more or less sticking to the true spirit of it, but now it looks real nice. I think they did that with the not Spyro games, the Crash games as well. And Medieval? I think Medieval's might have been a little bit more of a drastic remake, but I could be wrong. I didn't play it. Should've. Yeah, Jack and Daxter was 100% a product of its time. Hasn't aged great unless you're a big fan. Yeah, there's a number of games kind of in the mid-2000s that I look back on and I'm like, oh man, maybe I should play that. You know how I didn't go to the bathroom right before we left because I did need it? Immediately hop in the train, character's like, oh, I need to pee! And it's like, Of course you need to pee. Like, we were discussing Evil Genius 1 in Discord. Let's see, bathrooms are on the south. But we're talking about Evil Genius 1, because I've never played Evil Genius, like the original one. And I was honestly kind of considering, like, hey, maybe I should sit down and play this at some point. Just for the sake of, you know... Alright, that's pretty cool. Maybe no bathrooms down here. That could be a problem. No, here we go. Yeah, I don't think I need a, I don't think I need a flamethrower. Just as a guess. But, so we're talking about Evil Genius 1, and it came up that the game is not exactly aged gracefully in terms of its topics presented. So, very specifically, I guess the first arch nemesis that you have to deal with, the first superhero you have to deal with, is like a woman in a bikini that like seduces your minions. And like, that's such a mid-2000s to like just kind of that decade thing. And like, I get it, very much product of its times. But, like, boy howdy, if I ran into a game that did that nowadays, I think I'd probably turn it off and just be like, eh, no thank you. Damn. Okay, what about the shotgun? My big fear is this is going to leave me with, like, no energy. But I guess that's what the SMG is for. You don't know how you deal with it. Well, like, it's kind of the same thing with the breath edge situation, where I get confronted with something that I see as, like, a particularly negative depiction of, well, women in the case of Evil Genius. But that, like, being presented with that sort of thing in a video game nowadays would definitely make me think twice about playing it, because it's just like, I don't think I'd want to. Oh. There we go. Okay. I like the shotgun. I wish it had some of the bullets could pierce through enemies, especially the little guys. Oh, this is a gymnasium. No one cares about those. Let's see. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it gets worse. I heard about how you deal with her, like, in the end, to get her to go away permanently, and I was just like, yeah, I have zero interest in playing that. Because it's just like, I don't need that kind of thing. I think the reason the second game has no cutscene for agent elimination is specifically because of that agent, which is probably for the best. But I had tons of people asking me to play that. Now I have, like, a good reason for saying no. But it's like, I'm perfectly fine with just leaving that in the past, not, like, going hard on the developers for being, well, for making that. Because, yeah, at the time, that sort of thing was totally okay, I guess. Shouldn't have been, but it was. But so, every once in a while I come across a game that I'm like, oh man, I'd love to see this remade, and then I read more about it, and I'm like, never mind, don't touch this. Please don't. Wow. This SMG is intense. I feel like I have to feather it just so I don't, like, burn it out. There's just a lot of laughing stereotypes. I feel like stereotypes are... Oh, I'm stuck on the goddamn couch, though. I feel like stereotypes are kind of rough. Like, I know a lot of people can just kind of hand-wave them because whatever, it doesn't matter. But, like, stereotyping is dangerous. It so very easily becomes... Oh, no. A racist or sexist caricature as opposed to an actually... There we go. Racist or sexist caricature as opposed to actually something of any actual merit, if that makes sense. It's kind of like, I don't know how many of you guys liked watching Big Bang Theory. But I think that was the first time I realized that, like, stereotypes... Well, no. I definitely knew stereotypes were harmful beforehand, but I think that was the first time that I had specifically really experienced it. Other than the fact that my name is Carl, and so having all sorts of Carls throughout my life, specifically the one from Jimmy Neutron, is kind of obnoxious. Excuse me, sir. You're supposed to be charging me so that I can kill you. But watching Big Bang Theory was really uncomfortable because it was just kind of like, oh yeah, that's stereotyping right there. Boy, that gun leaves no prisoners. So every once in a while I talk to people, and, like, I'll talk to them about what I do for a living. And their only exposure... Oh gosh, Shell, what was that dumb game dev show that you were watching the other day? Yeah, Mystic Quest, the one by the guy from, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, plus, like, a bunch of other comedian actors. Like, Mythic Quest, there we go. Let's see. But they specifically have at least one caricature of, like, streamers, for example. And I definitely remember having a conversation with somebody a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago? I don't know, a little while ago. Where they actually had referenced that show as their only exposure to what streamers were. And beyond that, all they knew about was, like, Ninja and PewDiePie. And they're like, oh, you're one of those people. I'm like, what? No? What? And so it's kind of one of those where it's like, I feel like satire can be done well, but it's so rarely done well that it's almost not worth considering. Wow, that plasma launcher really does just clear out rooms. And maybe I'm just oversensitive compared to the average person, but I find, like, a lot of humor is very much designed to take the piss out of people. And I think that can be done okay. But oftentimes what it does is it just ends up creating a situation where other people are just laughing at someone else's expense. Okay. We good? Yeah. This shotgun is hilarious. I mean, all these guns are great. Oh shit, I even killed the big guy with this. Hell yeah. Okay. What floor am I on? I'm on 7. So we're getting to the point, we might even want to go down a level. Just to double check. Because the chip we're looking for is going to be on the previous level or the next couple levels. And then that's the last chip in the game. The hell is this? It must have been something huge. Nope, this is it. Here we go. Here lies Dr. Agatha Baxter, a dedicated mother of cats, the head of Herbert Research, and apparently a murder machine. Okay, do we get a log about this, or did I just shotgun that, well, I don't know. He killed the cat. Look, the cat was a murder machine, clearly. Killed the woman. I did what I had to protect myself. And also this playthrough, there's no way to actually remove the chip from the cat. Like, I looked it up beforehand. So this lady surgically implanted a chip inside her cat so that no one could steal it without murdering the cat, ? Like, she's psychotic to begin with. I'm just putting the poor thing out of its misery. A bit oversensitive, but luckily not on the SJW level. And I hate that. I would honestly consider myself one. Why not? Like, I know people like to stereotype SJWs. Once again, when we're talking about stereotyping and satire and whatnot, but, you know, as angry, overweight people with dyed hair and a chip on their shoulder. But it's like, many of them are actually, like, not wrong. They're just really piss poor at making their point, so everybody hates them. If anything, that movement has been kind of weirdly validating. That, like, for most of my life, I've always kind of felt like, man, why don't people care about this shit more? And then, you know, I would say social media and the internet hit, and then people are like, hey, this is messed up. We should not do this anymore. And everybody else is like, how dare you? And it's like, no, they're right. Maybe a lot of it has to do with the fact that I, like, grew up in an era where it was still slightly in vogue to make fun of people for being Jewish, for being gay, for being whatever, and, like, actually being derogatory about it. And so, like, nowadays it's just like, nope, you can't do that anymore. And I'm like, thank God, that was awful. I hated that. Okay. Let's see. So we want to research the electric chip, or the research data chip. That's gonna take some time. Let's just sleep it off for a bit. We might just want to head for the Space Center and see what's there. I don't think I have anything left to do, so we'll just head over there. That's enough. Yeah, let's go check it out. 'Cause, 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 Like, yeah, there are absolutely people that take so many things way too far, and I can kind of understand the concern with, like, purity testing people, but I still feel like there's a lot of stuff that it's like social progress got halted, stalled for like way too dang long, and it's like, yeah, maybe we should actually look at some of this stuff. What's my favorite one that I found out about recently that I had no idea about? Was reading about income disparity and like the treatment of lower income people versus higher income people, which oftentimes has some level of well, absolutely has some level of like discrimination against minorities. But I was reading about how in inner cities, even just city planning is discriminatory, and I was just like, okay, I'll bite. How and why? And the answer was parks and greenery, and hello, Murray Space Center. It's odd being here again after all that's happened. When I first got here, it was a little more than a glorified landing pad. It looks totally different now. I guess we've gone through some changes. If I'm lucky, there might still be a shuttle parked in one of the hangars. The shuttles aren't long-distance transports. It's more of a ferry service to Mars Orbital Station, where all the long-distance crafts can dock. Shuttle won't get me back to Earth, but I'd rather take my chances with Mars Orbital Station than spend any longer than I have to at MPO. Alright, let's see what I need. There we go. But yeah, so the summation of, I guess, what I was reading was that they don't bother to put greenery in lower income neighborhoods. Which actually raises the temperature by like an average of 5 to 10 degrees, kind of depending on where and what and who and how. And, you know, that just makes life shittier for them. And there's no reason for it other than, I mean, I guess budgets, but ugh. But just reading about that, I was just like, I would have never known about this if people hadn't been, like, somewhat angry about it. And I kind of appreciate that, because, like, otherwise everybody just kind of hand waves these issues as, like, no, that's just the way it is. It's like, no. Let's see. But yeah, there's dozens of things, and I think so much of it honestly just has to do with the fact that capitalism, and you just hand wave it a bit. But honestly, like, I would actually say a lot of our base problems just have to do with that. I like how nice and bright this area is. Makes it really easy to see where everything is and where all my enemies are. There's just so many of them. I think the babies just die. Yeah, if the broodmother is dead. My turning radius is kind of slow. There it goes. Counterpoint, city planning is shit regardless. It's true, but, like, you really can tell if you're in, like, a high-end part of the neighborhood or not. Like, you're right that, yeah, city planning is often pretty garbage, but it is disproportionately garbage, which is kind of where the issue is. Hence discrimination, kind of. It's kind of the same thing with crime. That you can be, like, one town over and the crime is just, like, so much worse. And, like, the police response is so much less useful. So, like, I've grown up in towns where the police aren't shit. And then I've visited friends in towns where the police are very much shit. And it's just like, well, this would be a thing. Hello, what is this? Oh, navigation module. Fuel storage. Okay, this looks important. Oops. Get you out of here. So what do you need? What is any of this? I need to find, like, a log. But all we know about is there is fuel storage. Maybe I just have to have the level 4 research before I can do anything. But I think we gotta find something here. I was really expecting to find something here, but yeah, maybe I just get into that shuttle. Let's just keep going around. Okay. He is deceased. Oh, at least they've got a whole bunch of stuff for me to grab. And we haven't had one of these big rooms filled with just useful items to mulch in quite some time. Let's see. What we got around here? This looks relevant. Oh! This is obviously oxygen, and can't immediately do anything here. I can do thermals. But can't do oxygen yet. Because I didn't bring a spare. Let's see. What else we got here? Loads of goodies. I'm going to be over encumbered. Oh, I think we found the captain. Okay. This is the guy that was waiting for the Choco Pies. I mean, not really the Choco Pies, but still. Maybe not, actually. This might just be, this might just be luggage and nothing more. Okay. Immediate problem. My inventory is so full that I can't move. Okay, now I can move. I can barely move. Let's go grab an oxygen filter and we'll get out of here. Let's see. This is painful. Why is there an over-encumbrance? I modded this so I wouldn't have to deal with this issue. Am I even going the right way? Nope, I'm not. I should probably drop some more hammers. That actually does make a difference. Man, only day 13. I've been going quick. I think the high score for how far people have gone, so, like, in terms of survival duration, the longest somebody's played this game for is, like, 140 days, give or take. Which is pretty nuts, honestly. I wouldn't do it. I like this game, but it's not interesting enough to really justify that level of duration. What I should have done was potentially filled up one of those suitcases and dragged more with me, but whatever. Alright, back we go. I was really hoping we could find what we needed, but this will take multiple trips anyway. Can you live forever in this game, in theory? No, you'd run out of resources. So the big issue with this game is the infection rate goes up no matter what you do. You can kill, like, you can kill most of your enemies. And, because your armor repairs for free, like, all of your equipment repairs for free. The big issue is you'd run out of health items and food, eventually. And while you could eat, like, vegetables and whatnot, they're contaminated, so eventually you would just die of contamination. Hey, thanks Rito for the raid! Welcome on in, everybody. We were just finishing up. Well, just finishing up. I don't know how close we are to the end. But we're getting to the end of this game, Subterrain, which I thought was a roguelike and is not. I apologize for lying to myself. See, wonder, do you like survival horror games, and which ones? Not many of them. Most of them tend to be kind of boring to me. Did we get this ship done? Are you done? Nope, still going. Can you power up the entire station and reduce the spread of infection to effectively 0? Yes. Which will do the trick. The main issue is that your generators run out of power very slowly. So, like, there is a resource drain, and there's kind of like a... There's a hard point where you will just have nothing left. Unless you have resources coming in from elsewhere, you're pretty much out of luck after a certain point. Luckily, you can go for quite a long time, so it doesn't matter. Okay, let's put away the bad bandages. What were we gonna do? I guess I need to take a decon pill. And then probably drink something. It's gonna take a little bit for the research to go, so maybe we just leave and come back later. Oh, right. Let's go put away the bits. So without mods, you can't become fully sustainable. Self-sustainable. Yep. Why did I do that? And honestly, I think I would die of boredom before I'd actually die in this game. It's not bad, but it's one of those that I would probably spend so much of the game just going back and forth on a train or in bed. So I wonder if you've seen the new updates to Osiris New Dawn. Much to my surprise, they're still working on it. I'm pretty sure they actually got bought out. Like, it was one of those that the initial team abandoned it effectively. And another dev team picked it up instead and is trying to finish it. Which is actually really cool. And, like, I haven't actually seen what they've done with it. I was under the impression that it was abandoned where... Oh, I was going to make the oxygen. You know what? I don't actually care. Now that I'm thinking about it. Like, who cares about extra oxygen? My tanks are so large that I can probably finish this game without having to go back to recharge ever. Boy, those eggs are tanky as hell. So this is not where I need to be. This has got a lot of stuff in it if I want more materials. But none of this is actually going to get me to the end of the game. Yeah, these are just nice little loot bits. Okay, so let's go back. Boy, the rotation on this is slow. You know, the interesting thing about this is I think actually the biggest backpack in this game does get you right up to the encumbrance level, I think. There we go. Yeah, I'll definitely have to probably dump a lot of this stuff on the ground at some point. What are we at? 53? We might be able to make it. There we go. Carrying too much weight. Go back here and just dump the crowbars and the hammers. And the suits. I don't think these give me a whole lot compared to the scrap items. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay. So we want to go back over here. Because we have one shuttle in Bay 2. There's still a shuttle here. Isn't enough fuel to take off. Now we just have to figure out how to make fuel. Oh, here we go. Sorry, little buddy. Martin, shit. Held out for as long as I could, little buddy. Tried to call you, but you must have turned it off again without knowing. I'm not going to make it much longer, so you won't have to worry about me anymore. That's the good news for you anyway. The bad news, though, is that you're still going to be stuck here. Well, unless you can get your shit together. You might still have a chance then. You can gather 5 fuel cells and repair the navigation module if the shuttle will be ready to fly. Everything else was fixed or patched up, using the parts in storage. I don't know where you can find more fuel, but I know they made it at Nilsson Engineering's biocomputer using materials harvested from the biosphere. That dummy Morris still isn't back either. Chances are he's still trying to figure out how to activate the biosphere's production facilities. If he's not already dead, that is. My bet is he's dead. That boy, man, was he dumb. I guess I'll be seeing him soon. I'm not even going to bother explaining what to do about the nav module, though. I don't even know what to do about that. Maybe those eggheads and Herbert could have figured it out, if any of them were still around. No offense, kid, but I don't think this is something you'll be able to overcome. You couldn't even bring back the IEVA suit. Plans, we need to safely ride this bucket of bolts without potentially suffocating to death. Things are getting dangerous. And I know you don't have a violent bone in your body. Just stay safe as long as you can, kid. Try to seek a death from old age rather than being torn to pieces. This is Captain Roger, signing off one final time. Okay, so I need to grab the nav module. Where the heck do I get the rest of this, though? Right. I still also need to pee. Are there bathrooms here? Maybe like back in that corner. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna I'm absolutely gonna have to make the fuel. There we go. Grab that. Okay. Okay, yep, here's the bathroom. There we go. So this might mean I have to go back to each one of those buildings and reach the final level. Maybe. Well, I mean, luckily we've got like halfway there on all of them, so it's not really that big of a deal. I just wish I had known exactly where these were normally. Maybe I should have just checked them. Let's see. I'm gonna quick double check. Let's see. So we're... Okay. Let me take a look at this. So those are the chips. But what we need specifically is the fuel. Yeah. I'm just looking at a guide so I don't have to spend forever on this one. And it's like, make 5 space shuttle fuel. But how do I learn how to do that? And where was the suit exactly? Do you want answers? Yeah, I don't care. Normally I'm kind of iffy on backseating, but I've been done with this game since the halfway through yesterday. We'll just go back and get the research thing set up at the very least. Because, yeah, I don't want a wild goose chase. If the buildings were more interesting to explore, I think I would care. Or if I had an exact marker telling me where to go, I'd be super fine with it. Okay, greenhouse for the fuel. Suit blueprint is in the spaceport, I believe. Oh. Okay, so that's not bad at all. Let's see. First and foremost, though, I'm going to rip apart some of my guns. Because we most definitely are not using peak loot here. Let's start the nav module. Oh, right. I need to actually make the better research ship, don't I? Let's see. So I must have missed it in the greenhouse somewhere. Let's wait until that's done. I guess let's cook our guns back together. Oh, I need like 2 more of these, don't I? Okay, research. And then research. Okay. Here we go. So, in the southwest of the center is a data chip with the suit. So let's just go back and get the suit. I'll need to take a nap before we do anything, but this should be easy. I'll go stick in the research stuff, get the good guns, take a nice nap, be extra badass, and then hopefully... I don't actually know if there's anything else. I know there was kind of an implication that there might be more content up on that space station, though I'm kind of hoping they actually leave that for the second game. I guess we'll find out. Because I really want to be done with this today. I don't get to finish games very often, and so the idea of actually finishing one today is kind of nice. Kind of nice. So, Southwest Center. So I must have just blown right past it. It's probably right in there. Oh. Please don't tell me it's in one of these computer consoles. Oh, no, there it is. Definitely blew right past it. Okay, group call. Captain, are you there? Bro! Martin, I'm here, buddy. Did you find this spacesuit? It's a big white suit with a huge helmet. I'm scared, bro. More of those angry dudes are here. Focus, Martin. Did you find the suit? No suits. Just this chip thing, bro. Okay, hold on. Let me call Morris. Initiating group call. Adding Morris. Hello? Morris, did you find any spacesuits when you were at the space center? No. Shit. You swore, bro. What's wrong? Life support systems are down in many districts for some reason. I was hoping the IEVA suits would help you guys find supplies without ever running low on oxygen or freezing to death. We need to find 3 before we can get out of here. Anyway, bring that chip here, Martin. I'm running next to you, bro. See me waving from the control room? I'll just do it later. Martin, scrounge up whatever you can around the space station, or space center. Then head back here after you've done that. Morris, come back to the shuttle. I got a job for you. Okay. Got it, bro. So is that Morris that died, or is that... That's probably Morris that died. Maybe? Because, yeah, the Choco Pie dude died in Choco Pie Land. Yeah, how did Martin actually get sent to Mars? Like, I realize that they've kind of implied that Mars here is much more, what would I say? It's too civilized? Like, it feels like to go to Mars you would need to be a specialist and experienced. Even at this stage of what Mars is. And that, like, there's no way that I could see Martin actually making it in. I guess unless he was one of those, like, rich kids that got sent over. We never found out about the daughter that went missing either, now that I'm thinking about it. Probably just because I didn't find the log. But, like, they're too few and far between for me to actually want to find them.